Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. We're here and we have some of the greatest names in the industry and in the world on this dais right now with us today. I'm going to start by introducing them. I'm going to start with Mr. K.V. Kamath. I'll start with you, sir. He's an independent director and non-executive chairman. He's currently the chairman of the National Bank for Financial Infrastructure and Development in the country as well. Mr. K.V. Kamath, ladies and gentlemen. To his left, we have Mr. Subhash S. Mundra, the chairman of the BSE. To his left, we have Mr. Anshuman Thakur, who's a non-independent and non-executive director. He's also the senior vice president of Jio Platforms Limited, more than 24 years of experience in corporate strategy and investment banking, and has worked across diverse industries. Mr. Anshuman Thakur, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to Mr. Thakur's left, we have Mr. Bimal Tanna, who's an independent director, has more than 35 years of varied experience in practice and in the industry. Mr. Bimal Tanna is over here with us today. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining us. To Mr. Tanna's left, we have Mr. Jagannath Kumar, who's a non-independent and non-executive director. Currently, he holds the position of CEO in Reliance Foundation and leads various development initiatives. Mr. Kumar, thank you so very much, sir, for joining us. Now, keeping Mr. Kamath as a central point, I'll come to his right now. Immediately to Mr. Kamath's right, we have Mr. Hitesh Sethia, the president and CEO of the company. Very proud day for you, sir, today. Thank you so very much for joining us. To his right, we have Mr. Sunil Mehta, the independent director. He's the chief executive of Indian Banks Association as well. Mr. Sunil Mehta, welcome. To Mr. Mehta's right, we have Mr. K. Sethuraman, non-independent and non-executive director. He's the president, Group Corporate Secretarial and Governance of Reliance Industries Limited, has over 40 years of experience in the field and corporate and securities laws. Sir, pleasure to have you over here on stage with us. And to my left and to the absolute right of the dais, we have Ms. Jayashree Rajesh, non-independent and non-executive director, over 30 years of experience in the field of costing and cost management. Ma'am, thank you so much for being a part of this, and thank you so much for being here. Right, now it gives me immense pleasure to invite Mr. K.V. Kamath, independent director and non-executive chairman, over here on this dais, sir, for a speech we'd all love to hear from you. Mr. Kamath.
Good morning, Mr. Mundra, my colleagues on the dais, all the senior leadership of the Bombay Stock Exchange, my colleagues from RIL and Geofinance, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm delighted to be here, and let me start by thanking everyone who has made this day possible, and that's a long list of regulators, of people who held our hand as we went along, auditors, lawyers from both within the organization and outside the organization. And indeed, the exchanges which worked extremely hard to fit us into what was a very tight time schedule. As somebody was mentioning before we came in here, our original time schedule was sometime in September. And we are happy that we could come in and be before you this August 21st. In terms of what is the opportunity for Jio Financial Services, I will not make any forward-looking statements. I will only say that Jio Financial Services will seek to optimize all that India provides. India is in a growth momentum like what we have possibly not seen in our history. And it would not be incorrect to say that in the next 8 years or 9 years, we should double our GDP from where it is to around 8 trillion. That is the India opportunity that is immediately before us. Along with that is the achievements in the digital field that are already visible and with us, whether it is straight-through processing, the financial sector, real-time transaction enablement, and so on. I think it is these digital opportunities which every financial player will seek to optimize, and that is what Geo Financial Services would also aim to do. Go with the India story and go with the digital story of being a digital-first institution. I think in this context, I think there are some advantages of being a little late to the party, because you then have the advantage of riding on all the technological developments which are already visible and optimizing them to the fullest extent. As was mentioned earlier, we intend to be a full-service financial sector player, and the products we already mentioned, what we are working on has already been mentioned, so I won't go into those products. Suffice to say that the team will endeavor hard starting today, as it were. They have been working for the last 5 or 6 months, but starting today with the listing, they would endeavor to work even harder to achieve what we have set out to do, and be an important player in the financial services sector of this country. Again, thank you for being here today, and again, I'll end by thanking all those who have held our hands to make this day possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kamath. And yes, when we look at the India story, I think it all just makes sense. You know, the way this country has been growing has been phenomenal, and I'm sure this company, listing of this company, of course, today, a very auspicious day, is just going to accelerate that growth and go in the right direction. Thank you once again, Mr. Kamath, for your speech. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure now to invite on the dais Mr. Subhash S. Mundra, the chairman of the Bombay Stock Exchange. And sir, we'd love to hear from you.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Kamath, Mr. Sethia, CEO of the company, all the other directors of the company present on the dais, colleagues, friends from media. First of all, let me extend a very warm welcome to you all on behalf of BSE on this listing ceremony of Geo Financial Services. It's not only a very important milestone for the company or for the group, but I would say for the Indian financial sector as a whole is a very milestone event, a very milestone day. Indian economy, as we all know, is poised at a very interesting, milestone in the journey. Everyone is looking at India, not only in terms of economic growth, but I think it's a very virtuous combination of an economic growth, a demographic advantage, and a technology stack, which has been recognized all over the world as being unique and having the immense potential. Now, this is a combination which I think every coming enterprise can't ask for anything more. And at such point of time, arrival of this new kid on the block, I think it brings a lot of excitement, maybe a lot of fear also, maybe a lot of apprehension also, but it is all a part of the business. In price discovery session, which happens usually in such cases, I think the company was, slated as second entity in the financial sector and 32 largest entity in the pecking order. Now, if history is any guide, today once the trading starts, I am sure these figures are going to change very significantly, and I wish them all the best for that. On behalf of BSE, if I have to put an analogy, I feel something like an Ivy League university, where the parent, they join the university, they get graduated, they have the ambition that their child should also go to the same university and get graduated. So parent got into this university quite a few years back. Now today, child is entering the university, and we believe that coming generation would also be going into the university like that. And so that would be, and I believe already, as was mentioned by in the opening address, 5 kids on the block are already ready to enter into operation. And surely, I think they will follow the same path. Little bit about BSE, as it is just mentioned, we have entered into 149th year. There are not many examples globally that some organization can survive for such a long time, survive with dignity, survive with growth. Very soon we will be entering 150th year. We have the largest number of listed company anywhere in the globe, that is BSE. We are also known as the fastest exchange as far as the technology speed is concerned. And you know the history. Now, very recently, we have done some product differentiation. We have relaunched our Sensex derivative. There had been some tweak around the currency derivative also. And I am very happy to announce here that market has taken it really with a lot of enthusiasm, for which I am thankful, because it can happen only because of the ecosystem which is there, the universe which is there, the companies which are listed, the member community and the investor community, and I am sure that BSE would continue to receive that kind of blessing. So I think we are moving towards a listing ceremony. I don't want to take much time, but the conversation which was happening in the room before we came here, the conversation which Mr. Kamath also mentioned about the speed of execution, I must compliment team from both sides, from the company as well as from the BSE, that who made it possible with such a short notice. I am always fond of reciting a Urdu couplet when such kind of teamwork happens, and those who can follow. It reads like this: जो सांस से निकली धुन वो सबने सुनी है, जो सांस से निकली धुन वो सबने सुनी है, जो तार पे गुजरी है वो किसको पता है. Means you all hear the tune which is coming from the instrument, but what is strings, what they are suffering, the only strings. No, I think it is an apt moment to compliment, thanks, and wish all the best to the strings who made it possible. Once again, all the best for this listing ceremony and the path going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mundra, for that amazing speech. And I must say, the last 2 lines actually blew me away. The most interesting part of the speech. Thank you so very much. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, this auspicious day, we want to commemorate this. And I would now request Mr. Subhash S. Mundra to be giving out the mementos to the JFSL directors in the following order, sir. The mementos, you can just go to each person and give. First and foremost, we'd want Mr. Mundra to hand over the memento to Mr. K.V. Kamath. We can have a round of applause. Mr. K.V. Kamath, ladies and gentlemen, Independent Director and Non-Executive Chairman of JFSL. Thank you, sir. Next, can we have Mr. Hitesh Sethia, President and Chief Executive Officer of JFSL. Very, very proud moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it. That was Mr. Hitesh Sethia, President and Chief Executive Officer of JFSL, ladies and gentlemen. Next, I'd request Mr. Sunil Mehta, Independent Director, to please come and collect your memento, sir. Mr. Sunil Mehta, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, can I have Mr. Bimal Tanda? Please come up and join us in front of the gong. Mr. Bimal Tanda, Independent Director of the company. Thank you so very much, sir. Up next, we have Mr. Anshuman Thakur, non-independent and non-executive director of the company. Mr. Anshuman Thakur, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Mr. Thakur. Next, we have Mr. K. Sethuraman, non-independent and non-executive director. Mr. K. Sethuraman, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much, sir. Up next, we have Mr. Jagannatha Kumar, non-independent and non-executive director of the company. And last but by no means least, I want the loudest applause for this lady, Ms. Jayashree Rajesh, non-independent and non-executive director. Ms. Jayashree Rajesh, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much. Now I'd request Padma Bhushan, Mr. K.V. Kamath, to please commemorate this morning by presenting a memento to Mr. Subhash S. Mundra. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. History in the making today, and we're part of it. A big, big day today for Jio Financial Services. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Right now, it gives me immense pleasure to invite on stage Mr. Charanjit Atra, who is the Group Chief Operating Officer. Now, prior to this role, he was the Chief Financial Officer of the State Bank of India. He's also worked with ENY and the ICICI Bank Group in various leadership roles across segments such as accounting, capital planning, investor relations, operations, and so on. Right, can I have Mr. Charanjit Atra over here on stage to give us his speech and a vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I really feel very privileged to be here on this historic occasion. and to deliver this heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of Geo Financial Services Limited. As we all know, saying thank you is a respectful way to show appreciation towards a person, but these words would be too less for our esteemed chairman and the other dignitaries on the dais, very respected and senior officials, my friends, colleagues, and other guests in the audience. Nevertheless, a big thanks to all those who have made this event possible. I would like to start by thanking our esteemed chairman and other dignitaries on the dais for their valuable guidance and inspiring us through the entire process. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the other senior officials of the group who have been our guiding lights, imparting wisdom and knowledge to us. Their unwavering support has been and will be instrumental in our growth and development. I would also like to say a big thanks to the chairman and officials of the BSE for hosting us and making this a special occasion of our firm's nascent journey. I would also like to express my appreciation to our guests who have taken time out of their schedules to grace this occasion with their presence. Your presence has added an extra spark to this event and made it even more special. Finally, I would like to thank each and every one of you, my colleagues, my friends, for your support and participation in making this event a grand success. Your contribution has not gone unnoticed, and I'm grateful for all that have been done. In conclusion, this event would not have been possible without the support and hard work of each and every one of you. So on behalf of Geo Financial Services Limited, I would like to express my sincere thanks to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ashtra. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're getting closer to the moment that we've all been waiting for. We're about 2 minutes away, and this is the time when I would request Mr. K.V. Kamath, Subhash S. Mundra, Hitesh Sethia, and the Board of Directors to please proceed towards the gong. We're heading towards the countdown for the gong ringing ceremony, ladies and gentlemen. And if you can have you stand around the gong in a semicircle. For everyone with the cameras, a great photo op. Please keep the cameras clicking. We are getting ready now for the final countdown, for this auspicious moment that we've all gathered here for this. This is the moment, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming up. And we request everyone who are there on the seats to not stand. It's going to block the view for the cameras. You can just keep sitting, please. Thank you so much. The countdown has begun. Less than 30 seconds to go. The final 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Exciting time. And here we go. One more gong, sir. One more gong. Geo Financial Services, ladies and gentlemen, live on the BSE. Congratulations to everyone who's been part of this. You can keep the claps going. You can keep the claps going, you know. You can see the excitement in everyone's faces, in everybody's eyes. It's a very auspicious moment for this company, and a very proud one too. But everyone over here in the white seats, please remain seated. You want it off? Wait. Branding on the screen.